wet is it at the moment? Yucky. So, yes, coming at you from a very wet Leighton Buzzard today. My poor UPS man has been, and was a bit wet around the gills. So today I am playing with the Forever Fern set again. So we had our One Sheet Wonder on Wednesday and our Simple Stamping yesterday. Hi Jeanette. Oh, I can't open the box. There we go. And today we are playing with the set of dies from the set. So some of the dies work with the stamped images and some of them are on their own. And we have this gorgeous cream soft ribbon and a lovely gold thread as part of the set as well, and these lovely gold hoops. So I've got a couple of those out. We'll just have a little play around. So I have kind of done a bit of pre-preparation because much as I have the new Stampin' Cut machine and it is gorgeous, and my metallic plate has arrived and it was just amazing. I didn't think you'd want me cutting all those bits while you were watching. Doesn't make the most exciting viewing, does it? So actually I've just noticed something. So in my bits and pieces, and this may not even show on the camera, but I've realised these two bits are cut from the same die, but this one on the old Big Shot doesn't have so much detail. This one I've cut today using the magnetic plate on it, and the detail that's come through on the die is so much better. That's really interesting. So plus lots of points for the new Stampin' Cut machine and having the metallic plate. And it actually, oh god, it was so much easier cutting dies with a metallic plate. So all we need to do is just get out these little bits. So some of these I did already have cut. I'm in the house of cut lots all at once and then just keep them, as you can see in this set. I've got the stamp set in there, I've got the dies in there, I've got some masks in there where I've used it for masking, and then I've got an envelope that is full of die cut bits. So for me that just works better than cutting as I go along, but I know not everybody's like that, so you do you and I'll do me. Hey, so have you been in the damp all day, Jeanette, or have you not got quite as much rain as we've got in Leighton Buzzard? So I've cut the lamp's just gone out. I have cut two pieces and embossed them with the embossing folders as well from the suite. I've lost my embossing folders right now under here. God, I love popping an embossing folder and hiding it. Although I did find I lost a stamp yesterday. Found it stuck to the bottom of a box. So there we go. So I've done in the garden green that detail one, and in the Pear Pizzazz that one, so we can see both those dies. So let's get putting these together. So basically I've just got loads of bits. So this is a soft seafoam card base, and what I'm thinking, I might make that a little bit narrower, but I'm going to sit that, put a gold, that's where I want it. So I want that gold, so I'm going to cut that down. So I want that gold hoop to be across both, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, it might when I've done a bit of crafting. Unless we've just got to the end of the week and I can't make any sense whatsoever anymore. Still trying to deal with ramping back up into the real world. So yeah, that's my, so I might do it a little bit higher and pop this on here, and then essentially I've just got a little combination, and I might start with that as a background. So I think we can just play around and thread some of these bits in and around the hoops. Actually, one of those might go behind that. But essentially, we can just do whatever we fancy. And then my aim is, I need to start sticking it together to pop this work. It's overrated, it really is. I've had some lovely calls with customers this week, I have to say, from my proper job. And what all I'm thinking of doing greetings wise is there is a new paper pumpkin coming out for the world on the 3rd of November, my birthday. So it's Stampin' Out's birthday gift to me. And as a demonstrator, there's a page, and I've got pen pals. And the most exciting thing today is, you know how I always say how fabulous it is to receive, and people just love receiving handmade cards. And I just today had the biggest smile on my face when I get this card with a little letter inside. It was just so nice. So that winged its way all the way from America. She only posted it on the 28th of September. I was well impressed that that got here so quickly. So I'm just cutting a piece of each of that, the gold thread and the cream, and my idea is to make 2 little ears and thread, of course I've got 2 things I've got to thread through, and hopefully somehow in the process we're going to have created a bow of some description. But you see how the gold thread is kind of then can be within it or slightly separate, or oh dear, I've been to Daventry for it. I'll go to Milton Keynes. Yeah, my niece is in Glasgow University, self-isolating after a positive test, but fingers crossed she isn't doing too badly currently, so fingers crossed that will carry on. But yeah, that's Freshers Week for you. So I'm just playing around with my little bow there. So all I'm thinking is that's going to sit on the top. But this ribbon is just so soft, it's just gorgeous. I can't even get that across to you on the video, can I? But anyway, so I'm going to play around and put this together. So the first thing I'm going to do is stick this bit down. It doesn't move. I'm going to use wet glue because it is sort of raised. Did you manage to go anywhere for your holiday, or have you just been holidaying a la Leighton Buzzard. Oh, I haven't heard of that. Is that? Oh yeah, sure. Oh, hopefully, fingers crossed. I haven't heard of. Is that Chesapeake Shores? Don't even know how to say that word. Well, I think, frankly, yeah, if I had to self-isolate, it would just be a... Well, unfortunately, I could probably still work because I'm working from home if I wasn't on holiday. So my employer would, my proper employer would probably just be like, yeah, you can carry on. You're not seeing anyone anyway, so you're all right. But, yeah, I could do with having a few solid days crafting. It's just fun. I just like it. So I'm going to see, because what I might want to do is cut some of the stalks out. So let's see how we go here. If I'm making any sense to you, it's a miracle. What I'm going to use is Stampin' Seal Plus, because this is much stronger, and I'm using just the tiniest bit of tape to hold these bits together. So I don't want to have something that's too weak that won't hold. So I think those bits can go underneath. But yeah, this Stampin' Seal Plus literally comes off in like little tiny strips. It's not forgiving. If you've stuck it in the wrong place, tough. Deal with where you've stuck it. It's not, you're not going to be able to move anything off. But, however, having said that, brilliant for when we want to layer up this, because I can put the tiniest little bit, well, I'm hoping I can, if I can get it to stick on the metal. Put a tiny little bit on that edge, so I just want a little tack to hold it in position as I start putting everything together, if that makes any sense whatsoever. What if I, oh, there it is. I mean, it's only the most gentle tack, so don't be, you can't be chucking it about the place. However, it holds it sufficiently. Oh, hello, let's make sure we don't stick it to a bit of paper. That would be a slight disaster, wouldn't it? And essentially we can just keep tucking these little bits in. So that's the fun of these. And this gold laser cut paper is just gorgeous. And we can just keep popping little bits into the different layers. And I'm going to put that one in between those two, I think. So you can see as well the advantage of having it all fairly loose. Then the fine, oh, am I going to put that in there? Let's pop it on the card and just see. You can see how it's kind of all holding together. Just allowing me to tweak it. I'm just wondering whether we want to put that little one there. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to Devon next Saturday, and I'm wondering whether it's going to be busy or whether it's going to be quiet. I've got a friend who's in London at the moment, and it looks so, she's doing the tourist thing, just looks so quiet. It's almost sad, really. So I've put that tape across and I'm just going to tuck the excess bits behind, even though I'm going to put a bit of ribbon on there as well. I don't want to. So that's then going to sit on that. Now because I haven't permanently stuck that, I've got, can you see how I've got the little stalks sticking out? Essentially I don't want those, I've decided. So I can just cut those off. If you liked it, then you are free to leave your bits on there if you had a play with this suite. So now it's all kind of stuck together, I can just run tape over the back of the more solid bits, which probably wasn't the best thing to put that bit there. So this tape, I can't really explain, it's virtually impossible to see, has like little stripes across it, so they're very easily broken. The tape is very easily broken. So where I put the tape across that hole, I can literally just break it and pop it either side so that I don't have any of that stickiness showing. So I'm going to pop that there. And then my wee bow, let's see if, I'm not sure whether, let's try a bit of this tape. It may not work. It's not, I think a glue dot is going to be the more sensible option, which I had handy. So this is why we have lots of different types of glue available, because they all work slightly differently in different situations. So if you ever, you know, and wet glue, if you could only have one glue, I'd probably say wet glue is going to do everything for you. But so then that, I'm just going to pop that little bow on there. And then all I have to do is trim those ends off, and obviously there is no way I'm throwing those bits away, because they are bits that can go across another card. Boom. I like to cut with Sophia. I don't know why I didn't do that one on the diagonal. What am I doing? Casiletti. So cut that on a slight diagonal. So there we go, and then all I'm going to do, I'm going to use the dark, because this is a soft seafoam base, I'm just going to do it on, I'm going to stamp it even on in, I can't even speak properly, Pear Pizzazz. And you know me, I don't use colours for ages, and then now I'm absolutely in love with Pear Pizzazz. So there we go, and I'm blessed enough to have Stamp-Right markers, and I'm going to somewhere. So you know, we know we can pop something on the front. However, I happen to know that a couple of these cards have got to wing their way to the US, and they don't like things on the front of the card other than addresses. So all I'm going to do, put them slightly closer together. So I'm just taking the wide tip of the Stampin' Right marker and just running it across the back of the envelope. Got varying degrees of but how simple is that on a card, so that you're not offending the American postal system by sticking something on the front of it. So there's one that's going to be winging its way to one of my new pen pals. I have 2 in the US and 1 in Australia. I think there's 2 in the US. That's a lie. I've got 1 in the US, 1 in Canada and 1 in Australia. So there we go. So this one, similar sort of idea, but I'm going to use a cream card, and I'm going to stick this on first. I'm going to take the edges off. So I'm just going to take, I think, probably just a half centimetre off each side. And then I'm going to leave, I'm not going to cut the top and the bottom until I have glued it in place, but I know that everything else is going to go on top of that. And again, this is why wet glue is the kind of go-to, because in this instance it's the best thing for gluing an embossed piece of card. You can make pretty patterns, or you can just do it. I don't know what I do sometimes. We get wriggle room with wet glue. Once it's in position, nice firm. A little bit of wet glue poking out the end there. So reverse of the card, and then you can use the card base as the guide to just cut a neat straight line, and then it's exactly at the top of the card. I don't want this, actually let's not worry about it, otherwise we're going to get in a gluey mess. So snips, I keep a can of WD-40 in my craft room, and every so often just give them a good spray with WD-40 and it gets rid of all that gluey mess. So I've got glue on them now. Now if I start to try and, I'm going to leave them open, so obviously I don't want them to stick together, but if I try and get that off with a tissue, I'm just going to end up with tissue all over my scissors as well as glue. So I'm going to leave it as is, and then I will clean them with WD-40. So again, for this piece, let's get rid of those little bits. Well, you were lucky with the weather you had for most of your holiday, weren't you? I think everybody was like, this is the last sunny day I'm going to Hunstanton. So again, I'm using the same idea with the hoop. Thinking of doing something with that, but I'm not sure I want to. And then this embossing folder has this gold kind of spotty thing, whatever it is, thing. I'm never going to make a botanist, am I? Let's face it. But same sort of idea again. I might just justify it slightly more. I do like it when, actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch that around. I'm going to have that bit fly off the edge of the card, and again obviously that's going to get cut. But you can just have fun with all those die cut bits. So obviously it does require a machine to cut those die cut pieces, and essentially we just have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to put some more of the gold laser bits in, and there's a mix of Pear Pizzazz. There's a little bit of soft sea foam in there, as well as the garden green, and some of the bits I've stamped onto shimmery white paper. But you can essentially with this go as crazy as you want, and we could even not do a ribbon as such, we could do a couple of bits laying across like that. And I'm betting we could find a gold embellishment to just pop on the centre of that. Definitely some sort of ribbon is going to go on there. We could just have one. Oh, that's not long enough, but how about we just had, we could just do a simple, actually I think it should go the other way, shouldn't it? A simple kind of crossed bit. The only problem with it being a lovely soft ribbon, it doesn't hold that shape. Maybe that, maybe not. No, that's too short to make a little ribbon out of it. Oh no, we might manage it. Should we try it? Oh yes. I was trained to make bows by John Lewis, you know. My first ever job. But David said to me this morning, oh, do you know Paul? I'm like, I know lots of Pauls. What's Paul's job? Oh, he's in such and such department. Well, has he always been in that department? I mean, I don't know. Well, how am I supposed to know if I know a Paul from when I worked at John Lewis in 1984? Crazy man. I also shocked him because I worked in fashion and we sold real fur. Can you imagine doing that now? And then I think that all I might do that for that one is a simple tag. Actually, if we use our classic tag punch on a bit of very vanilla, I think hello might, let's try it. In my pile of card, so garden green. Might glue that all together later. Let's see. We do a hello. Oh, look at that. It's almost like I planned it. So that's the classic label punch, and the other. Let's have a look at that. Just have a little tab there. How's that? But you know the other thing we could do. We could. Trying to see if I had a little scrap of, I don't, so I'll cut it out at the end of this bit. Could do my classic, so I'm cut, oh, I've got the strength, there we go. Oh, I've picked up 2 pieces of card, that's why that was hard. I was thinking I'd lost all my oomph. I've got a just Jade, little classic label punch. What I'm going to do, cut that in half. Put a little bit of tape on each side, preferably more in the middle, than I just managed to get that one. And then we can have a little bit, just, see, this works for any label that has straight sides. You can then give the illusion of having a longer piece underneath. So it just gives, although do you know what, I might cut it off that end. Might just do it over the cream. After all that. I think I might do it like that. Those scissors are getting very gluey, so I'm going to glue that together a bit later. And put that card together. So today we have done that one, which I can't lift because it's not all glued together yet. And obviously those bits I'm going to cut off there. We've got that one that's in the Pear Pizzazz and Soft Sea Foam. It's been a very productive week because we have from Wednesday I made a card because you're worth it. We have a happy birthday. So these were from the One Sheet Wonder. And then obviously I still have my extra bits. Then I did the 3 colours on the card base. Card base. Envelope even. And then yesterday we did our bow punch with a paper and just did a number of different bows. Then we did some simple stamping in, that was garden green and shaded spruce, I think that one, and this one was the Pear Pizzazz and Soft Sea Foam, and that was a little combination of all of them, and then another little stripy envelope. So I totally agree with you, Ali, this is an absolutely amazing set. And I've completely stuck with the colours within the papers for this week, but it works with any range of colours. I've seen a beautiful one made with, what colours? It was Magenta Madness, Pumpkin Pie and Calypso Coral, I think, were the colours in the card. But God, it was just stunning in this set. So yes, so versatile. And these gold hoops, I just think have put a beautiful little finishing. Oops, don't move that one because you haven't finished it. Beautiful finishing touch. So have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy. Oh, it is National World even. It's World Card Making Day tomorrow. So if I get time, I'm going to do some videos tomorrow to celebrate World Card Making Day. But everybody remember, it's World Card Sending Week next week from the 5th to the 9th. I can't work out my days of the week. I'm working it back from I'm going on holiday on the 10th. So yeah, World Card Sending Week next week. So do try and get some cards sent next week. And it's why I'm going to send my cards to my new little pen pals. So yeah, have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for joining me and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.